Hey, it's Ira with Ari from Lost in the Trees.
Howdy.
First, I just want to say that "Alone in an Empty House" is a beautiful record.
Thank you very much.
It combines, two things that I think we don't hear a lot in music today, which is modern folk music with these huge, beautiful classical arrangements.
Uh-huh.
You went to Berkeley School of Music, right?
Right.
Is your background mostly in classical composition?
No, I didn't. Not until I started going to school there did I start listening to classical music. So it was kind of a childhood full of, my parents' old vinyl collection and then whatever was on the radio.
Right.
And then I started writing songs in high school, and that led to listening to film music, and film music led me to Berkeley.
Right.
And that's when I started listening to classical music.
So, what were some of those records that you were listening to growing up in the house? Some of that vinyl was it Bob Dylan and other artists of that folk era?
Yeah, Joni Mitchell, and the film score stuff. I started listening to that because of the string textures and Beatles records and Beach Boys records and stuff like that. So I liked the texture of the orchestra. I wanted to be able to write for the orchestra, so that got me into film music and eventually classical music.
You say that the band, well, it's not really a band, it's a collective, right? Are these all friends that you've performed with in Chapel Hill, or how did the whole band experience come together?
Really slowly,
Yeah.
I guess. Like it was kind of a bedroom project since like 2000, really.
Yeah.
And just kind of using a 4-track, and when I wanted to get string players on the record, I started networking with like college students and putting up flyers. So some of my my friends now were met through flyering and
Wow.
and and just kind of getting involved in the local college that was nearby, and then the North Carolina School of the Arts was nearby. So I would go and hassle the professors and stuff like that, and through kind of networking met all these people, and
you put them on tape.
yeah.
It's a pretty personal record.
Uh-huh.
Is it exhausting to go through that when you're performing it every night or every other night, to go through the songs, and is it mentally taxing to bring up some of the material that's on the records? Is it tough for you to do that?
I think it's like just overall, that record was personal, and me sitting in a room by myself writing all the notes out, and then you start including different people and it becomes a different experience.
Right.
So it's been like a balancing act of like keeping kind of true to the music, but also like letting everybody on the stage express themselves, and it kind of it creates something different. So it's not exhausting.
It's not.
The tour lifestyle is exhausting,
Yeah.
but singing the songs isn't.
You mentioned North Carolina and Chapel Hill. Are you a big Hoops fan?
No, not
No.
some of my bandmates
Right.
are, but I'm tall enough to play basketball, but I'm horrible. I'm the worst basketball player in the world.
Really?
I'm trying to get better. Our drummer is trying to teach me how to play basketball.
I guess just drinking in the water in Chapel Hill probably would help a little bit.
Yeah, not me.
Not you.
It didn't help. It didn't help me.
So let's talk about some of the things that you're digging on now. Are there artists that you listen to now that would inspire you to make music, to make the next record, or the things that you're hearing that you're interested in, or what does Ari listen to when he's not on the road performing his own music?
I'm scanning my head here, trying to. I think it was. It's interesting. When I started school in 2005, I kind of disregarded most modern music and
Wow.
kind of just went backwards for a long time. And then I started getting into the Merge bands just because Merge is from Chapel Hill.
Right.
And so my friends were all listening to Neutral Milk Hotel and, Neutral Milk Hotel through the Arcade Fire.
Right.
Stuff like that. So I like all that stuff a whole lot.
Again, big arrangements, right? Like Arcade Fires is, while it's not necessarily classical, it's big arrangements with strings and stuff, so you could probably relate to that more, right?
Yeah. Well, I think it's just kind of their energy was
Right.
what was most attractive. It got me excited about rock and roll again.
Right.
So it's cool to be inspired. Yeah, because before that I kind of gave up
Cool.
on it.
What's next? It took you, you mentioned that it took you close to 10 years to make this record.
Oh,
What's,
no, just Lost in the Trees kind of existed for 10 years
Yeah.
or so in some form of like a bedroom project recording in my room. But this album kind of was recorded and written like in a 2 or 3 year time period, maybe less.
So are you working on the next one or writing
Yeah,
some
no,
songs?
yeah, it's pretty much almost done.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Early fall, you think, or?
of next year,
Yeah.
hopefully. Yeah, this one comes out in the fall or August, and I would love the next one to come out next August, but the whole, process of getting a record out takes a while, so.
Cool. Well, thanks so much, and good luck with the record, and good luck with the touring. And like I said before we talked, I think it's a beautiful record. And if anybody who's into folk music or classical music or both, and just wants to hear a really nice record to put on at night, I think they should definitely check out your record.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank you,
man.
Ara.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.